we are still living in peace together, at least relatively. So at least the constitution has tried, it's working and all of that. But on my part, there's something. I wrote a piece in I think it was for Vanguard. I write for Vanguard once in a while, and I wrote something some years ago, and I said that poverty, ignorance, and illiteracy are a big challenge to democracy. But it's like nobody listens. Our people don't listen. Poverty, ignorance, illiteracy are a big challenge to democracy. I don't know how you want to have democracy in an environment where there is poverty, so much poverty, there is ignorance, and there is illiteracy. I don't think so. If you check most of the countries that are practicing democracy and all of that, you see that when the president speaks, the least educated person there, because illiteracy doesn't mean that you did not go to school. It means if you can read and write and understand, you are literate. In Nigeria, for instance, some people were there was a time we were even mocking our own president that his language was poor. The other day I was watching television and they were discussing Delta State, and there was this anecdote that came up that there is a suspicion that the current governor-elect in Delta State, I think his name is Sheriff Oborewori or something like that, said that his language is poor. You can imagine that. So first off, we need to understand one thing, that colonialism has created some problems for us. This language I'm speaking to you now, it's not my language. It is not your own. And so, for example, if our president speaks in Abuja, there are persons who do not understand what he's saying ordinarily. They are cut off until someone explains to them. I want you to understand what I'm saying. If you go to the UK, for instance, if you go to Britain, for instance, when the Prime Minister speaks, every single person understands what he is saying because that is their language. Imagine the whole of Nigeria, that we were all Hausa-speaking country, for instance, and the president is Hausa. He doesn't need to address us in English, because when he addresses us in Hausa, we all understand. The market woman, the trader, the taxi driver, and all of that thing helps development. It does. When the president speaks, and even the president is interpreting it in his own mind before he speaks, when I hear him, I need to interpret it to my local language first before I get understanding of what he's saying. It's a big challenge. Also, we're going to school. We are studying in English language. Some of us need to translate that in our minds first into our local language. And some of these things do not exist in our local language. And so it becomes a big challenge to be all these mental translations and emotional translations, they reduce and deduct from that knowledge. So when we are shouting in our country on a daily basis, it bothers me. We have not really sat down to understand the challenges we have as a nation. Some people just believe that when one certain kind of person becomes president there, he will. It is not true. We need to understand these things. I just finished watching a Catholic priest. I think he's speaking Igbo, so I believe that this video, I don't know if you have it, maybe this video, I don't have this thing, so I would have played it, but so I won't do that. I believe this video was made somewhere in the southeast of Nigeria. And what was he saying there? He says, look, right from nursery school, we are teaching our children to cheat already. See, it's not how you get it, but just get what you want. Parents go to write exams for their children to get admission to the university. There are some places they pay people to go and write these exams for them. This is what I think it's a priest or either a bishop. I hope maybe after today I'll find out. I just received a video a few minutes ago. If not, I would have made an investigation to get his name and where he was speaking from, because he was speaking on the pulpit, actually. He said at the local government, you rig election. Student union, you now teach this child, if you go to the student union in secondary school, rig elections there, rig elections in the university, rig election in the parish. According to him, he said this rig election in the parish. At the bishopry, the rig election. Everywhere the rig election. And then when we get to national elections, you are expecting elections to be free and fair. Nigerians, I don't know if you sit down and think about these things. You are driving, you do business with a friend, He'll bring a business. He's calling you every day. And then you use his company to do that business. And as soon as you get information that the money has dropped into his account, the telephone number that you call every minute, I was calling you every night, goes dead. You can't hear from him again. Nigerians, you need to look in the mirror. People are talking. Now, let's get to the top now. We held an election on the 18th of this month. On the 18th of this month, 18 presidential candidates went for an election. After about 3-4 days or so, organizers of the election came and told us that somebody won. As I speak to you now, 2 or 3 other political parties are saying that they won. Is that possible? Somebody is lying here, and some people are killing themselves over these persons. So it's either the Labour Party and Obi is lying, Atiku and PDP are lying, or INEC lied. So whichever way you look at it, somebody is lying, and we are shouting and killing ourselves over these individuals. I have said it here that we, the Nigerian people, we need to sit down and analyze things properly. How can 3 persons win one election? Is that possible? Either INEC is telling us a lie, or Peter Obi, that a lot of young people are supporting, is telling a lie, or Atiku, who everybody is people are saying is the best, is telling a lie. Somebody is lying here. Whether you like it or not, we need to sit down and scrutinize this. I watch some other countries. These days you have DSTV, so you watch CNN. I watch that TV station, sometimes you just tune it. And one thing I discovered there is this. They have 2 political parties in that country that are very prominent, the Republicans and Democrats. And in CNN, they have analysts who discuss things that have to do with Democrats, and they have analysts who have something to discuss about what they have to do with Republicans. And I discovered something, that anytime they are discussing something about America, when the Republican person who is defending the Republican Party gives a figure, the Democratic person will agree with that figure. You can check. Go back today and watch CNN. If you do, they will agree with the figures. The only disagreement is in the interpretation of those figures. How you interpret it, that this figure will lead to this. This one will say, no, this figure will actually lead to this. That's where they disagree. They never disagree on figures. They agree. In Nigeria, everybody creates their own figure to get what they want. So that means nobody loves Nigeria. Obi does not, Atiku does not, and Tinubu does not. I'm sorry. These people don't love, it's painful, I'm sorry to tell you, because you get angry sometimes when you hear people just talking when so politicians, which these are politicians who have been running our country for years, and look at where we are. So we, the Nigerian people, we need to begin to stand up and think clearer. It is not about who is the president or who is the governor. It is ours. It is about us and our ability to hold them down. After voting, Nigerians go to sleep. They go and run the red light. They don't renew their vehicle particulars, which is a form of tax to the system to run. Instead of turning right at the right turn, you go left. You drive against traffic. You cheat your neighbors. You cheat your colleagues. Landlord is collecting rent 2 times in a year. Say, look, I know you've paid your rent, but look, my son is getting married. Pay another rent for the other year. And all those kind of things. We have no respect for each other. And then every day you are shouting you want free and fair elections. So for me, I think what we need to do is to sit down first and put back this morality in our system. When those things are in place, you discover that elections, you don't need to be fighting, and 3 persons don't need to be coming to claim one election. How can Obi say he won election? INEC is telling us Tinubu won. I think we say he won the same election. Is that possible? You guys who are supporting them, I want you to sit down and really think about it. You said Obi won. Okay, INEC said Tinubu won, and Atiku is claiming that he won it. So who is deceiving who? The same INEC. INEC, you tell us Tinubu won. Obi say he has documents that proves he won. Atiku is saying he won. Look, I believe that we need to begin to sit down Why is everyone always thinking about himself and what he wants? This is the point. Obi supporters said, I was reading something today where they said Governor Sanwo-Olu was thanking people of Lagos via Twitter to say that, okay, I won election. And there's this young musician, the son of the vibrant lawyer, Femi Falana. I think they call him Falzo. So who is saying, you did not win. You selected yourself. This is the kind of country where we are. And I understand he's a lawyer. To make such a statement, to put it out there, and telling a governor you selected yourself, that's the kind of boldness. Why are we able to do that? Because the system has failed. Young Nigerians are complaining. When you are going through primary school, you're dreaming. After primary school, I will go to secondary school. From secondary school, you go to the university. You pick that course of your choice. And you say, I'm going to study engineering. And you're imagining yourself working with National Electric Power Authority. Or I don't know what they've changed their name now. You want to work with the Water Resources Board. You want to be an engineer in one of the telecoms companies. And then you graduate, and then you come into hopelessness. The young people are not happy. The leaders go there, and I'll tell you this. In the last few years, have you taken notice that as soon as the president presents the national budget to the National Assembly, they don't look at anything else. They don't look at, is there enough money budgeted for roads, hospitals, schools? The first thing the National Assembly does is they go straight to the column, National Assembly Budget, and they start grumbling about that. They start padding it, telling the president, you didn't budget enough for the National Assembly. You didn't budget enough for us. And we are sitting here, we are looking at them, we come and start grumbling about other things. So Nigerians, I think we are sleeping. This country belongs to all of us. We elect some persons to be leaders. We don't elect them to steal, to take from us, to feather their own nest. The president's daughter will be flying on the presidential jet. Who gave her that authority? She doesn't have that right if she's not there with her father when he's on official assignment. She cannot take the jet and just take off. Go and tell one pilot, take me. It is not the family jet. It is for Nigeria. These are the things we need to understand and force the leaders to do what we want. So instead of complaining about who is, anybody can be the president. Anyone can be the governor. But if we are wise enough and we are not ignorant, we can make them do what we, the Nigerian people, want. I don't know. It's really painful sometimes. When I sit down, when you travel, you go to other countries where things are running smoothly, Nigerians are running there now. It is the people, it is not the leaders who made those countries the way they are. It is the people who made the leaders to know that you cannot get away with this. Nigerians think a leader is going to get there. If the leader gets there, he becomes powerful more than you. When Obi becomes president, I'm telling you, you will be shocked. Don't look, you are giving power to someone and you are letting him know that he's more powerful than you. First, let's enlighten ourselves and understand how government runs. We are the people. We give them power. So until we are at that level where we understand that we can make Asiwaju Tinubu to do what we want, we are not there yet. That's why people cry, oh, I didn't win. No, if we can control the leader, it doesn't matter who he is. It doesn't matter if Tinubu is there, I will be Atiku, Kwankwaso, or Kola Abiola. If we know we can control him, it's because we know we lack control. That's why we're always crying. We want a particular person, the one we believe. That reminds me, how do you think that somebody wants to be president of Nigeria? We were all sitting here looking, we shouted and thought, we didn't force them to change it. A political party is asking someone who wants to be president of Nigeria to pay 100 million naira. Nigerian presidency is for sale. 40 million naira, PDP. 20 million naira in some other parties, 10 million. How can people pay money because they are interested in leading us? Are they buying it? Tinubu paid 100 million. Atiku paid 40 to PDP before he left. 40, these people are paying. If I want to be president, I won't pay one shishi. I won't pay a kobo. If you don't want me, I go back home. I want you, because if you are to serve, you are to help. You are coming to serve. to help, to lose sleep because of this job. And then you are paying money, to buy stress. So ordinarily it has shown that these people are paying money because they are buying something more valuable than that money they are paying. So in the first instance, Nigerians, we have already been cheated. You guys need to understand this. We have already been cheated. When we allow that political parties are saying people should pay 100 million, 40 million, 20 million. It should be anybody who is interested to serve. You're going to lose sleep. You're going to suffer to be president. You don't pay. Let everybody come out. And then credible candidates will emerge. When they are paying money, how do it's bought? The office is being bought. So we must begin to fight this thing. We must begin to let the political parties know they cannot do that. It is from there that democracy begins to grow. It is not sitting there and shouting, we win, we won, they stole it. This is medicine after death. The chicken has escaped already before you start shouting. I don't know, we need to understand all these things. And like I have said, and it is our job to ensure that, look, I've not seen that for some time now, but I remember some years ago just driving to the office and I see this young boy of about 7 rearing cattle on the streets of Abuja. That is a problem to you and me. It doesn't matter who his parents are. It is our job as a people to know that there should be laws against that. How can a 7-year-old boy who should be in school be rearing cattle and the parents will tell you it's a tradition? Which tradition is that? There is no tradition like that now in this modern era. It should be in school. And we must force it. We must begin to understand these things and find a way to build a better nation. It is not a president that builds a nation. It is not. We need to understand this. And then, of course, the illiteracy, poverty, and ignorance we were talking about before. We all have different points of views. Like I am saying now, there are people who may disagree with me, which is quite okay. And then, of course, I'll be giving you opportunity soon. If you disagree, fantastic. Let's share ideas together. It is the cross-fertilization of ideas that brings the best. You have a country where some people are cut off. They can't contribute. You win elections, you cut people off. You are like a king. No, it's not a kingdom. Being a governor is not a kingdom. It does not belong to you. Being a president is not a kingdom. A senator is not a kingdom. You are holding power on behalf of the people to do what they want you to do because they put you there for a reason, for a purpose. And until we, the people, understand these facts, it's going to be tough. We need a critical mass of people who understand these facts to know that the president cannot ride roughshod on the people because he's the president. He's elected as a leader, as a spearhead. You know, the spearhead cannot do anything of its own. The weight of the entire spear pushes it. That is how the people push the leader to do what they want him to do. Not the spearhead going his own way and the people are going in a different direction. It will not work. So we have a society here. So many terrible things are going on. I'm driving down just this place, branching to the office, and it's narrow. Somebody is coming in my front in the opposite direction. He had more space where he was, so he's supposed to wait for me to just go past in under 2 seconds, and then he can go. But no, like the typical Nigerian, why should I stop for that person? So he comes head on, and we get trapped there, and you start to argue. You know, so there are a lot of, and then look, for me as a Christian too, I look at some of the Christian attitudes we have, and I begin to wonder, we study in the Bible at all? I don't know. Or we have a different version, or is it the Bible is only for convenience? When we are looking for miracles, we're going to church to preach. I remember a passage that says there, turn the other cheek. If somebody asks you to go 1 mile, go 2 miles with them. Somebody asks for your coat, give them your jacket. What does that mean? Let go. That a Christian must let go. I'm telling you, the Christians are retaliating now. They say that following what Christ said makes you a fool. I mean, so then you are no longer a Christian. You can tell people that you are not a Christian anymore, because if you're a Christian, you are supposed to let go. When somebody strikes you on one cheek, you are supposed to turn the other. My interpretation of that is that you will let go. It doesn't mean that you must literally say, okay, I'll slap this other side. It means if somebody hits you, somebody cheats you, you let it go. I know. Somebody look at Christian, you're grumbling. Yes, of course. How can you let go? You cannot. So you're not ready to be a Christian. You can't follow. You know? So, look, we need to really sit down and think about our country and then stop grumbling about these things have been building up over time. There has never been an election in any part of Nigeria, in any organization, that has been free and fair. That reminds me of the Jonathan principle. That's what I call it. When President Jonathan decided to concede the 2015 election and everybody said it was a fair election, who told you that? It was not. It was his decision as a person, as a gentleman, as a Christian too. Say, I will let this go. I've met him at 2 events. I was emceeing a couple of events and I've met President Jonathan there and I chat him up. He was looking so fresh. At least the last time I saw him, and I made a joke with the president. It's like you look fresher out of office. So being president is stressful. People should not pay. So anybody who pays to buy that office is a suspect for me. If you ask me, I don't know. So going forward, we should be able to find a way to make political parties not to sell that office. We don't want a bought presidency. We want a presidency that is gotten by fair means, where you compete with others within your party first, and then before you come to us. In this manner, credible candidates will emerge. So when Nigerians talk, before the election, 18 candidates were presented, and I believe that the police, the DSS, had screened them. After election, people are now complaining. You must look at all because any of them could have won. Those are the people who are going to be your president. When you look at all of them, and there's somebody you feel should not be there because if this one wins, you will not like it. That is when to complain. See, this man wants to be president of our country. Then you put your petition up. After the election, people are Nigerians. Look, let's remove the scales from our eyes and understand that to build our nation, we need to make sacrifices. We need to fight for it. Nigeria is complaining. If Nigeria were a human being, she's grumbling and complaining now that I've been abandoned. I wrote another piece with that title, The Orphan Called Nigeria. That Nigeria is an orphan. Everybody's just taking. Nobody cares. Once you get an office, you do what you want with it. I think we need to wise up and know that whoever is president of Nigeria, it depends on us to make him either to favor us or not. We must force the president, must force him to do what we want. We need to understand this. The president cannot be going in one direction and we want him to go in another. How did he get office? He didn't get office for himself. And first, we must also be sure to ensure that the parties don't charge monies for offices. If they can't run a political party, let them dissolve themselves. We didn't beg them to form political parties. Nigerians will need to begin to wise up. And back to the Jonathan principle, yes, like I said before, I do not believe that the 2015 elections were the fairest and freest in Nigeria. I just believe that President Jonathan, based on his personal conviction and his gentlemanly nature, decided to concede. And now today people are giving excuses. No, it's not true. You can't have a free and fair election in an environment where everybody is a thug. Everybody wants to get what he wants. Everybody wants to cheat. You're working in an office. Some people have information ahead of you that there's going to be promotion. They go and start lobbying. Some people know a guy's wife's birthday, the children's birthday. They go behind to do all kinds of things to lobby ahead of time. Nigerians, we're not very official. We do things. Government job is converted to something else. Becomes a personal kingdom. Because you are Director General, Executive Secretary. He's not a lord. It's not about what he's doing to improve the system and make Nigeria better. It's about how much power he's wielding to create jobs and to give contracts to the people he likes. So it's our collective responsibility to stop those things. It is not the president. You heard President Buhari tell you a few times, I'm not aware. What does that tell you? There are people who do things. The president will not know. How can you know? You know how big, even in your family, 3 children you have and your wife. Is it everything they are doing you know about? So it's it is our country. We are the police of Nigeria. We are the leaders in our little sphere. I believe that we don't understand these things, and that's why our country is the way it is, because we believe that the governor is supposed to do that. Governor is coming to visit your area. They will borrow money quickly to grade the road. Is that not foolishness? Let him come and let his cab sink inside that mud there. Then he will enter inside that mud with his shoes. The shoes he used our money to buy. Then he will know that he should fix it. But that's how foolish we are. We begin to look for money to grade the road. Governor is coming. So look, there's a mentality we have that we need to change, my people. We need to. Being governor, being senator, being president is service. It is not to benefit. It is only in Nigeria here that these people are benefiting. They become governor and they become billionaires before they leave office or after they leave office. No. You should be poorer after you leave office, rather. Should be poorer after leaving office, because your businesses, you no longer have time to run them. So your net worth should drop after being president, not increase. So look, let's begin to think. We need to open our minds and open our eyes. And you're just supporting people blindly. You are shouting at others, quarreling, blocking your friends and insulting them and fighting. Do you know that Tinubu and Asiwaju, they are friends? You've not seen video of them discussing? They worked together before in ASEAN, where Tinubu made Atiku the presidential candidate in 2007. They are friends. If Tinubu is sworn in, Atiku will call him up sometime. Help me he will do it. And you are here killing yourself over these people. Obi and Atiku work together. Don't near me with defense of any politician, please. Nigerian politicians, they have failed us. Our children are crying. You have children in school now, you don't know where it's going to end. They graduate from the university, 6, 7 years, you are still feeding them. When we have opportunities to grow our country, we can create things that can engage our children. Our country is still developing. So those are opportunities. It is the job of leaders to open up those spaces. But what do? Everybody's looking for something for himself. An office that requires 3 people to do a job has 50 people already. And we are going there to beg the people, say, put my son there. No, there are so many places to open up. There are many things to open up. We have a lot of sun in Nigeria. Where is the solar energy? We're importing solar panels from China. How much sun does China have? So we need leaders who think, who create. We're not challenging them. We are not. Everybody, oil money from Niger Delta, share it in Abuja every month. And then start grumbling and quarreling. Look, guys, sometimes it really gets up to me, man. You can join me if you feel like, though. You can. Let's share. Maybe you disagree. This is my take. I just feel that enough is enough. For us as a people, we need to stand and think, look in the mirror, and imagine what kind of country do we want for our children. Because our own time now is far gone. I'm not saying that if good things start happening in Nigeria, we all will be happy about it. That's what we are looking for. But the road to getting it becomes the challenge. Everybody blaming everybody else when we all are contributing to that. Everybody has put something in that pot. Like the English people say the pot is calling the kettle black. Only Nigerians can grow Nigeria. We are the only ones who can make this country great. And we need to understand that. If you want to be a leader of Nigeria as president, that attitude should have been with you from when you were in secondary school, or at least from when you were in the university. You would have been manifesting leadership qualities. It's not 6 months to presidential election, you jump out of the window, I want to be president. After committing all kinds of things before, you started telling us, no, it's a lie, it's not me. Your profile must be there for everybody to see. We know where you're coming from. We know where you're going. You know where you stand on every issue in our country. It's not to hide how you feel about things. And after we give you power, you begin to manifest those things in secret. I remember in 2015, before the election, there was this thing, people were just talking. As soon as Buhari gets to that seat, oh, Nigeria will become El Dorado. So look, and today again, somebody is saying one person will win election and Nigeria will become El Dorado, and you expect people to believe that? No. There's a system we have that gives rise to these issues. So if we start as a people, you running the red light, the young people who are shouting they want will be young people driving on the road, they want to chase you out of the road, you're driving too slowly. They cut in, cut out. And I said, look at this is this one wants a better Nigeria. You should, that Nigeria you're dreaming of, it should start with you. You should be demonstrating it in everything you do. Showing respect for others. Doing the right things. You want to put the president there, he will correct everything. Then why you misbehave? Because you have put your president. It can't work like that. If you want a good president, you believe he will make Nigeria better, you as a citizen must first be behaving the way that will please that president. But no. So I think there's a lot of hypocrisy in our country. And we need to begin to look in the mirror, to look for that thing that is wrong in our country. And I think it will be looking right back at you. So we'll be looking right back at you. All right, this is Citizen FM 93.7, Politics Now. I just felt I need to come share a few thoughts with you today. If you're interested, you can join me, 0903-222-9797. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm willing to listen. That's the democratic right of reply, of speaking. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
How are you doing, bro?
Fine, sir. It's Jerry.
Oh, Jerry, how are you today?
Fine, sir.
You must be angry with me there, Jerry. Is that so?
I'm not angry. I just question. There is something is recurring in this Nasarawa, which I want to...
Okay, please go ahead. Yes, we want to get any situation report, because is it something criminal or thereabouts for the security authorities?
In Nasarawa, during the collation of results.
Okay.
In last year, the capital of Nasarawa State.
Okay.
There is Erufai is there. Vice President to Tinubu Shetima is there.
What do you mean Erufai is in collation of results in Nasarawa State?
Yeah, during the collation of results, Erufai is there. Vice President, that is which is Shetima is there.
Okay.
And some other prominent man. What I'm asking is this. This Shetima, he leave Bruno and come to Nasarawa. Erufai leave Kaduna and come to Nasarawa. What's their
Wait, Jerry, are you sure this is a fact you're saying that this thing happened? What are they doing there?
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
I'm very sure you can do inquiry. This, from other stage, Dangote is there. What is their mission? Is this not started today?
Jerry, exactly. This is exactly what I'm saying. That we, the Nigerian people, we are the police of our country. That shouldn't be. They shouldn't. What are they? They left their own state collation to go to Nasarawa collation.
You know that one journalist, the beat hell of one of the.
Okay. I don't know, Jerry. I'll find a way to try to verify this. But thank you. Yeah.
Because this thing started 2019, 2015.
Okay.
What was so Kano?
Okay.
To Nasarawa. The same election that was during the Alamakura.
Yeah. Okay.
Please do inquiry.
Okay, I will do that. Jerry. Thank you so much. I'll do that. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, who's online, please?
My name is Junior, calling from Nasarawa.
Your name is Junior?
Yes.
Okay, Junior, how are you doing today?
Okay, I'm fine.
Okay, thanks for joining us.
Okay. I would like to contribute to what you've said.
Please, you're free. Please speak up. Any which way your opinion goes, this is your country, and I'm giving you a free pass. Yes.
Okay. I would like to contribute to, or rather counter some things to which you said.
Yeah, please go ahead. Let me hear.
Election is truly a process.
Okay.
You were saying something about Goodluck, Jonathan, agreeing because he didn't want to shed blood or avoiding crisis, stuff like that. That's why he agreed and agreed to whatever the election result was. You see, that is really what is causing the problem. When you agree to something that looks like it's faulty, and you're not countering the process, it gives room for another person to try it,
I'm listening. Go on. Our listeners are on. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So it gives room for another person to try. So whenever you see something that is wrong, it's advisable to counter the process and fight for the actual what should stand. I mean to say. Now about this election, I'm not in support of any party. Rather, I'm not speaking in favor of any party.
Okay.
If there is, it's really trickish that everybody is saying that they've won the election. But there must be a reason why we're having different people saying they've won the election. But
that's what I'm asking you to do now. Is that correct? Should they not have the same facts? Let's say INEC was wrong. Then okay, I should be expecting Atiku to say actually Obi won. So INEC is wrong. Obi won, and Obi will say I won, or Obi will say Atiku won, and INEC was wrong. To call Tinubu, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
So somebody is lying there. Do you understand what that means?
Yes. I think what's brought about this is as a result of transparency. If there was to be enough transparency, I don't think anybody will have.
By who? But both parties believe that they are transparent, that their agents give them results with which they are saying that they won. That is the thing. So that's what I'm saying. It's because we, the Nigeria. Anyway, yes. Finish your thoughts. Anyway, so I can respond.
I feel if INEC should have come up with the guidelines, to have executed the guidelines which they have given up before the election, I think there will be no cause for. I'm the winner of this. But since they are not following,
Junior, you are in school, I guess.
I'm actually done.
Okay, you're done.
Yes.
Throughout your 4 years of study, did everything go smoothly the way you wanted it?
Definitely not.
This is Nigeria. There are challenges in everything we do. So whoever is doing anything in Nigeria, to be honest, you must factor those things into whatever is going on. No agency in Nigeria have scored 100%. So I don't know why people were waiting and thinking INEC will score 100%. I didn't expect them to. There is no internet in our country. The bandwidth is so low. If you ask those, you are a young man, you guys know IT more than the rest of us.
Yeah, that's true. But I know we don't have much of an advanced technology.
Okay.
Yes, because I know we don't have much of an advanced technology, and possibly because of these network issues. But I feel that there's a way to which they could have resolved all this. Now parties are coming out saying this is it's not collating to what I have on my own sheet right now. I think the best they can do is send the announcement of the result and go through it.
Okay.
To give Nigerians, citizens confidence.
All right, Junior, there are some other callers online. I will be responding to some of the things you said, but let's just give some other people a chance. Thank you so much for joining us.
All right, thank you.
All right. Hello, good afternoon. Oh,
good afternoon.
Your radio set is howling back at me, so could you please just turn it down a little bit? Yes.
I have done the needful.
Okay, who is on the line, please?
The Mike calling from
Oh,
Nassau.
Mike, how have you been, man?
I'm good, though.
Okay, please go ahead.
You see, in the issue of INEC, we are not expecting 100% from them.
Okay.
But to the fact that they have given us your word, you understand?
All right.
Because people, we believe in INEC based on what they told us.
Okay.
And we have the confidence that at the end of the day, maybe even if it is a 50% or even 50%, you understand?
Yeah.
Because the only 100% belong to God. No human being can claim it, or even any other thing can claim it. But when you told us that the result will be uploaded in a Beaver or translated, electronically in real time, you understand?
Yeah.
We expect you to keep your word.
I agree with
It's
you.
not about word. You know your capacity. You understand? You know your capacity, and then you come out. And what also surprises us is that why are we getting the small posts like all this national assembly, the House of Reps, and then the Senate, and then the results are coming up. You understand? We are seeing the results.
I can't wait now. I can't answer for them, but you have to understand that senatorial and House of Reps, they are in pockets. The presidential, possibly, maybe he has a big. I don't know. I can't answer for INEC. Look, but your queries are in order. Actually, they made a promise. There is a law. You must follow it. And this is
Yes,
all
finally, we notice that what happens these days is that go to court. You understand? So if your mandate are collecting from you, and then perhaps the party who didn't win election were giving the same, being the one announced to be the winner, and then the next thing go to court. And of course, he has no choice; is to go to court. But what I want to court is the judiciary. You understand? Because
right.
it's like
Mike,
yes.
we have run out of time in the studio. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think what will happen is we'll create more time to be interacting here. It's so much, but once in a while we could share ideas about our country. Well, I mean, I can see your calls coming in, please, but look, we have a call to prayer. It's Ramadan season, and it's coming up now. It's been scheduled for this time, and I have to take it unless salaries will not get paid here, because these things are paid for. So we need to keep to time and play them at the right time. I'll thank you so much, everyone who called, Junior especially. I'll be finding a way, so please tune in tomorrow by the same time. Jerry, Mike, and others. Calls are still coming in, but I will find a way to address some of the things you raised. So let us understand that first and foremost, we should put Nigeria ahead and not politicians. I thank Fred Nice, my producer. My name is Ernest. I'll see you tomorrow. Do have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.